You know that feeling, right? You start something huge, you're full of energy, and then you hit a wall, a point where the end just feels impossibly far away. Today, we're going to dig into why that happens, and more importantly, how you find the power to take just one more step.
And that question, ever feel like giving up? I mean, who hasn't? It's that moment when the finish line has totally vanished and every single part of you is just screaming that stopping is the only sane thing to do.
You know, if you've felt this, it doesn't mean you're broken, and it for sure doesn't mean you're alone. Hitting this point isn't a sign that you're failing. It's actually proof that you're on a journey that matters. The real question is, what do you do now?
So let's give this feeling a name. Let's call it the wall, because that's exactly what it feels like, isn't it? This impossible barrier standing in your way. But hey, the first step to getting over any wall is figuring out what it's actually made of.
So what is this wall built from? Well, it's that slow burn frustration when the timeline for your dream just keeps stretching and stretching. It's pouring your heart and soul into something and feeling like nobody even sees it. But maybe the worst part is that hamster wheel feeling, running as fast as you can just to stay in the exact same place.
But here's a thought. What if breaking through that wall has nothing to do with brute force? What if we've been thinking about strength all wrong? Let's totally flip the script on what real power actually looks like. We're always taught to admire the flashy stuff, right? The incredible talent, the stroke of luck, being the fastest. But what if true strength is quieter? What if it's less glamorous? It's not about being the best from the start. It's about being the one who just refuses to stop. It's not some gift you're born with, it's a choice you make. And this really brings it all home. It's not about who gets the head start. It's about who is still on the path when it gets lonely and difficult. That is the real difference maker. Okay, so this whole will to continue thing sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday when you just want to quit? How do you do it? Well, the answer is kind of simple. You shrink your focus. You bring it all down to the power of one single step.
So when the whole journey feels totally overwhelming, just forget about the finish line. Forget about the mountain you have to climb. Just focus on this. One single step forward. That's it. That's your only job right now.
And this is where the magic happens. That one step, it feels like nothing. But then you take another one, and all of a sudden, you've got a little momentum. Before you even realize it, you can look back over your shoulder and see that the starting line is gone. A journey isn't something you plan in one go. It's something you build, one tiny step at a time.
So let this be the big takeaway here. Stop judging your progress so harshly. Any forward movement, even if it feels like a crawl, is still movement. It all adds up. I promise you, it all matters. But wait, does persisting just mean you have to grind yourself into dust? No way. And that brings us to one of the most important and kind of paradoxical ideas in this whole thing. Sometimes the best way to move forward is to stop. It is time to completely redefine a word we get wrong all the time. Rest. Rest is not quitting. It's not an escape hatch. Think of it more like a strategic pause, a pit stop. It's a chance to refuel and get ready for the next leg of the trip. It's part of the journey, not the end of it. And if you remember one thing from this part, let it be this. Progress isn't always loud. It isn't always about frantic activity. Sometimes the most productive thing you can possibly do is just be still and gather the strength you're going to need for the road ahead. Okay, so as we start to bring this all together, let's talk about the ultimate payoff. And spoiler alert, it might not be what you think. The real reward, it's found inside the journey itself. Think about it. Every single time you choose to take another difficult step, you're not just covering ground. You're building something inside of you. The very act of pushing through forges a kind of resilience, a capacity for hardship that just wasn't there before. And here is the beautiful truth of it all. The struggle isn't just an obstacle you have to get over. The struggle is the thing that builds you. Those tough moments, those are the very moments that create the resilience and character that become your greatest strengths. So, who actually gets to own a great journey in the end? Well, let's start with who it's not for. It doesn't belong to the person who had an easy ride, or the one who never faced a real challenge. No, it belongs to this person. The one who was exhausted, the one who was discouraged, the one who had every single reason in the world to turn back, but somehow found the courage deep down inside to take just one more step. Don't ever forget that the strength and the perseverance we've been talking about,
It's not something you have to go out and find. It's already in you. This journey is yours. The only question left is the one right here. What is your next step?